Okay, let's see how we do this time. Right. Welcome everyone, hopefully, to the stream. I'm Mike, the Slug Disco Community Manager, and I'm going to be continuing to do my former carrion playthrough today. I did attempt to stream just a few minutes ago, but I'd left one crucial bit of information out of the equation, which meant that things weren't going very well as planned. But it looks like we're okay now. Yes, even my preview screen I can see here is looking way better. So how are we doing, Hoff? Glad to have you back. How is the stream looking for you? Is it smoother, higher frame rate, all of those things? Great, yeah. Thanks for that, Hoff. Yeah, the problem was, as you know, if you've been to my previous streams, that I use 4G to upload because my home internet connection is terrible. So I use my phone to tether to my PC and shares its connection that way. However, I forgot to turn off Wi-Fi on my phone, so my phone connected to my home Wi-Fi, which has a terrible internet connection, was essentially sharing my home Wi-Fi through my phone and tethering it to my PC, which is a very long-winded way of basically using the same terrible connection. So, yes, we're okay now. We can continue. Thanks for your patience, everyone. Yes, it's a bit of a shame to have lost a few viewers that way. Just by a silly mistake like that, but that's fine. I think we can get going now. We can actually launch the game and get playing. Get on with our former carrion. Okay. Yeah. What you saw, if anyone is still around from the attempt about 20 minutes ago, that's what my upload is usually like where I live. It's terrible. Hence me using 4G. Funnily enough, it is a full moon at the moment. So the hungry spider level is there. And I voiced the hungry spider, funnily enough. We're not going to play hungry spider, though. It's maybe at some point, but we've got the campaign to finish now. I think what I might do before we actually get going on that is desktop audio up slightly. I'm gonna just put out another tweet saying that things are fine now. If anyone would like to rejoin me. No hungry spider, but we still encounter hungry spiders in this stream. Empires of the Undergrowth settings, I think, will be slightly louder at the moment. I think I reduced everything down last time before I sorted my audio out properly. Right. Okay. Right, okay. Great. Okay, so we're back. We're streaming. It's fine, I think. Yeah, that freeze was me opening something on my PC there, Hoff. Yeah, which I shouldn't have done. Just in the course of trying to show things to people. Yep. Okay. Right. Okay. Metasin 37 or Metasign 37. Thank you for joining. Yep. Yep. Right. Okay. So what I'd like to do first, unless you guys would like to do so, would like me to move on to 2-1, the Rising Tide. I'd like to try 1-2 on challenge mode and try and get an achievement which I haven't got on my personal account yet. I'm not sure if the audio is stuttering, Hoff, or if it's just me. All right, Europia is what chat named our stream colony, so we'll load it up. Hiya, Tony Bjorn. Nice to have you back. Right, I am using I'm using the NVIDIA voice thing, which might be cutting out some of the lower things. Well, I could reduce the noise suppression from the NVIDIA RTX voice a bit. That might reduce the cutting out of background noise or lower levels of voice. So, right. Okay. Been busy with work the last few months, so I've missed many streams. Do not feel like you have to see the streams. The streams are just here for a bit of light entertainment for people who like such things. Hope everything's going okay with you at work, though. Right, so I'm going to do 1-2 on challenge mode and try and get an achievement. So I'm doing subjugation. I'm going to do it on medium difficulty because I'm achievement hunting here. I'm not going for a difficult playthrough. And the one I'm trying to get is Enemy of My Enemy, which is where we try and get a mole cricket, which is the challenge creature which burrows through, to kill a spider. There are ways you can game the system slightly to get it done, so I'm going to try and do that. We'll see how we do.
This Formica fusca black ant queen has given birth to her first brood. While the workers established their new territory in the earth, above ground, a nearby colony of Formica sanguinea slave-maker ants are on the lookout for would-be victims. These ants specialize in stealing larvae from neighboring nests and raising them as their own. If the black ant colony isn't prepared for the inevitable incursion, they may be wiped out entirely.
Yeah, I thought I might have done half. I was just waiting for the narrator to say, "Unfortunately, these ants." Yeah. Yeah, I was just wondering. Okay. Okay, better now. That's sorted.
This Formica fusca black ant queen has given birth to her first brood. While the workers establish their are on the lookout for would-be victims. These ants specialize in stealing larvae from neighboring nests and raising them as their own. If the black ant colony isn't prepared for the inevitable incursion, they may be wiped out entirely. Unfortunately, the queen chose
Fortunately,
home.
There we go.
Poorly.
That's the confirmation that we actually have the challenge mode active now.
The European mole cricket. Growing up to 45 millimeters in length and with powerful forelegs, these beasts are masters of tunneling.
Right, so to get this achievement, the kind of game plan I've got is to make a few workers, get some food in where I can without disturbing any spiders, and then I'll delete the worker tiles and build some new ones on probably this spider's webbing. And the idea then is when it comes time for the mole crickets to spawn, because the way the game works, it spawns randomly on a tile. Hopefully, well, it'll be either here on the queen tiles or here on the tiles that I build, and so it's a bit of RNG here, but I can reduce the RNG by quite simply not having anything built elsewhere apart from there. And then the main problem is then it's not as simple as doing that. I then have to go on and win the level, so I'm going to have to try and get back up to speed as fast as I can after that happens. My first question, I'm going to pause while I read chat. My first question that I really wanted to ask you for a while is, will fire ants be the only one able to climb on Titans? No. All ants will be able to climb. In fact, it will be retroactive. It will affect all the levels. So there's the answer to that question. Or can you also climb on large enemies like mantis and tiger beetles? The thinking is anything larger than the largest tiger beetle, and including the largest tiger beetle, will be climbable. There are some exceptions, like harvestmen are very spindly and thin, so they probably won't be climbable. It'd look a bit weird. But yes, absolutely, the climbing is not going to be limited just to fire ants. Ants, obviously, in nature, if they're trying to overwhelm a creature, will swarm it and climb over it. And it's a feature we've wanted to add for a while, but we've finally got to the point where it makes sense to add it. So yes, absolutely, that will be retroactive, and all species will be climbing their enemies. Is there a spider nest where you can dig around it, spam highway tiles, then dig out a tile to make a shortcut through the spider web? Probably. But you're probably thinking in 4D chess, whereas I'm more of a Connect 4 kind of guy. So I'm just doing things very simply. We'll see how we do. Going to turn off attacking. So you see, these guys won't attack the spider now. I'm just going to build 3 tiles, maybe 4. So I am going to lose quite a lot of stuff here. These can go and collect these grubs now.
She can detect even the slightest vibrations with her sensitive legs. Any ant that strays too close will be snapped away in the blink of an eye.
Hey, there you go. Right, that did work then. We're just going to be feeding that spider for a while. And we'll keep attacking off so that they don't try and kill that spider until the mole cricket appears. Why work cars instead of highway? Because I like to live dangerously. Come on, Hoff, we're doing a stream here. It's funny if I die. One more thing, you don't have to answer this, but any plans on adding new Titans so Big Wheat Spider won't be so... Yeah, there's plenty of big creatures coming in the Fire Ant update. Yes, absolutely. We want to definitely emphasise the size difference in these tiny little... Oh, I forgot to remove these, didn't I? Yes, this is what happens when I talk to chat instead of playing the game.
It is burrowing into the nest.
It's almost as if this is the idea. Might have to restart, but we'll see how we do.
The battle has begun.
Yeah, I can't see our few... Yeah, let's just restart. Yeah, we are chief hunting here.
This Formica fusca Black Ant Queen has given birth to her first brood.
Yeah, I see. I don't stream much. This is... I'm only very new to streaming, really. And I'm doing it because... Well, I do enjoy it, but John is currently in the middle of some like real life stuff at the moment. He streams when he can. He streams when he can, but at the moment he's got a bunch of stuff going on in his real life, like proper life stuff. He's a new dad. And he's looking at a moving house soon. So he does stream when he can, but at the moment I'm kind of filling in the gaps.
With Grillotalpa, the European mole cricket.
So normally I'm pretty good at this game. Even on hard mode or even insane mode I can do this fairly easily, but trying to interact with chat as well makes things way more difficult. And I've seen plenty of streamers who I'm sure are fairly good at games anyway, because it's their job. When they're interacting with chat, they get distracted and things get more difficult. Hi, Violent Intent. Thanks for joining us. Yep, just like in the Colosseum, the spectators are here to see blood, death, and glory. Yep. If I fail, it's funny. So, yep, laugh it up, guys. Oh. Yeah. So, like before, we're going to make a few worker tiles around this kind of area. Again, as Hoff points out, it doesn't strictly have to be worker tiles here. It can be just speed tiles. Right, and we're turning off combat for our ants so they don't kill the spider. And we're going to build some worker tiles there. And then once we have managed to do that...
She is large, fast, and equipped with a deep, powerful bite. Her lair is carpeted by sheets of silk woven between tripwires.
We'll delete these ones, and the spawn point for the mole cricket will be here or here, or potentially here. So I might even delete the yeah, the food storage as well. Okay, good. Right, we've got them. Just keep these guys away now. And I'm going to remove that. Oh, it's the food storage. I wasn't quite quick enough. Right.
A mole cricket is burrowing into the nest. The ants must mount a defense quickly.
A mole cricket is burrowing into the nest. You've failed. Yeah. Right, restart.
This Formica fusca black ant queen has given birth to her first brood. While the work...
Just pause while I look at chat. I guess I will not be... Yep. I guess I will not be a very good streamer. As soon as I need to use brain power, I cannot keep talking and will fall silent. I think that's everyone. But with if you've got a particularly smooth brain like me, then it's the slightest task, then you stop talking and forget your strategies. I know it won't be added in the Fire and Ant update, but I really want one day to see the classic Titan Beetle make its appearance as a new challenger. The Titan Beetle was one of our... Well, it was where the namesake comes from, Titans of the Undergrowth. Yes, Titan Beetle was one of the original Titans way back in the day. It might make an appearance. You never know. I think as things stand, it's not planned, knowing the plans for the rest of the game. But I can see us going back and adding some things post release once we get past the 5th tier of the Formicarium. Open the path to Spider, lead the cricket in. Yes, that is obviously the plan. First cricket spawn is for the first slave maker ant attack. Isn't placing one highway tile on a spider web enough? It is, Hoff. I'm sure it is. But where's the challenge in that? As if RNG is challenge. Right.
Established a new territory in the earth. Above ground, a nearby colony of Formica sanguinea slave maker ants are on the lookout for would-be victims.
Just 3 of them for now, I think.
These ants specialize in stealing larvae from...
We're learning here, guys. We're learning.
Raising them as their own. If the black ant colony isn't prepared for the inevitable incursion, they may be wiped out entirely.
I think maybe just 4 workers is enough to
Unfortunately,
overwhelm the spider.
Home poorly.
Well, not overwhelm the spider, but place some
the European mole cricket.
Some tiles down before it can kill all of our workers.
In length and with powerful forelegs, these beasts are masters of tunneling. The crickets have had their fill of roots for the day, and are now on the hunt for protein-rich invertebrates. This queen and her brood are in imminent danger of being
about that point now, then. Yeah, at one point it was a random chance per chamber to have the mole crickets spawn, but that makes everything very gameable. So John made that change so that it's each chamber has a weighted chance to its size. So you can't just set a one size chamber thing way away from your.
She can detect even the slightest vibrations with her sensitive legs.
Yeah, way away from your nest. So basically, the biggest chance I've got now is getting these 3 tiles built, and then removing all the other tiles, and it's either going to be here or here. forgot to turn off the attack, didn't I? Of course I did. Because I'm me. Right, okay, we got those built, so we're now going to remove those and those. And then hopefully when the mole cricket spawns, it's going to be here. Right, so we've got to wait now, and I hope the mole cricket spawns here. But as soon as he does, as soon as we see the the dust of his arrival, we have to get up to speed and build some soldiers to kill him. So I'm going to try and be ready for that. I don't know why my ants are still so in. Well, yeah, it's because I forgot to put the ones that are in the nest group here. So yeah, try and keep these out of the way now. Just waiting for the mole cricket. Yeah, you're right, Hoff. I've got to move very quick as soon as I see the dust. I've got to put down soldiers and be ready. Super quick. Hi, Elite Chich. Welcome back. Yeah, there we go. We got it. Right. Come on, guys. Gotta be quick.
Burrowing into the nest. The ants must mount a defense quickly, or their brood will be forfeit.
So we need maybe 4 to kill a mole cricket. So the mole cricket will go and kill the spider now. The spider won't fight back because it's not in the game code for it to do so.
Working together, the ants have overwhelmed one of the
and now we have to make sure the queen doesn't die.
The colony. Her sisters, however, still present a problem. A Sanguinius scout has sensed the presence of the black ants. A raid on the colony is now inevitable. The question remains as to whether they will merely pillage a generation of young, or wipe out the colony entirely.
Oh, we're close.
In the end, it will come down to the tenacity.
Oh, we were close with that one.
The queen is in imminent...
Ah, we were very close. The emergency worker might save us if we're... Because the mole crickets don't do much damage. No, the emergency worker's just gonna...
The queen is in imminent danger.
I disabled attack, Hoff, when we were dealing with the spider, so that they weren't attacking the spider, they were just building. Yeah, I think at this point we're kind of screwed. Emergency weapon will come from here, though. Yeah, it's not going to work out this time. We'll try again. Path to Equilibrium. New dev I've never saw before. Good to meet you. Good to meet you too. I'm not a dev. I'm the community manager for the game. So I'm part 4 of a 4-part team. The other 3 guys are devs. If you've ever spoken or dealt with Slug Disco on any social media, you've probably spoken to me first. So yeah, when I'm streaming, I'd just like to play the game. I'm very basic on Unreal Engine 4, which the game is developed in, so I can't really do any dev work. That's not me.
poorly. This earth is infested with Galapagos grillotalpa, the European mole cricket. Growing up to 45 millimeters in length and with powerful forelegs, these beasts are masters of tunneling. The crickets have had their fill of roots for the day, and are now on the hunt for protein-rich invertebrates. This queen and her brood are in imminent danger of being devoured.
When are you planning to release Fire Ants? I wish I could tell you, my friend. We don't know ourselves. When we've tried to make predictions before, we've failed miserably at it. And therefore, as kind of a matter of policy, we don't do that now, because it just annoys people when we say it'll be at this date, and then we come towards the date, and it's going to be another 3 months off. So when we're certain that we know when the date will be, at that point we will announce it, but not before we're entirely certain. But it's going to be a while off yet. The guys are still working on the Fire Ant systems.
Spider. She is large, fast, and equipped with a deep, powerful bite. Her lair is carpeted by sheets of silk woven between tripwires that radiate out from the entrance. She can detect even the slightest vibrations with her sensitive legs. Any ant that strays too close will be snapped away in the blink of an eye.
Okay. Keep out of the way. Okay, just going to pause while I come back to chat for a sec. Spoken to you many times in many of your old dev streams, and look forward to what we have here. And right now, I'm talking to you. I've been on John's dev streams a few times. John's my brother. I've said this before, so if we look similar, then that's why. Kind of lost sight of Empires of the Undergrowth as you're a small team, and COVID slowed it even more. COVID didn't really slow development of Empires of the Undergrowth. We're just, as a small team, we're just slow in general. If anything, it meant that the kind of isolation that we all had to go into sped things up slightly. But also, there's I guess you have to take into account the kind of mental health aspects of being isolated. So maybe things did slow down slightly from that point of view, because it's a stressful situation to be kind of housebound in that way. But is there features that you want for the game? Large campaign, your hybrid escapes and now conquers the world? Not really. That's not the scope of this game. Path to Equilibrium. No, we're finishing the campaign and making the game. We've got some story points that will lead up to the end, but no, it's an RTS game. We're not trying to make a world conquering sim. That's not this game. Multiplayer, maybe, depending on where we decide to go after release. It certainly won't be before release. Multiplayer would be skirmish. It wouldn't be any world conquering huge. I know people have lots of big thoughts and ideas when you think about our game, but we have to keep things within the scope of what we can do as a small team. We're not making huge world expanding things. We're making a tight, confined, real-time strategy game. Competitive scene, I don't really see that happening. Not with our tiny 3-man team. Question: are you going to do the same thing with Leaf Cutters, where you guys are first going to add the ants and later you'll add the free play? You're talking for fire ants. Fire ants, no, I imagine fire ants will probably appear in free play pretty much straight away because their food harvesting is not that different. In fact, it's the same as most species in the game. The thing with with leafcutters was their whole unique way of getting food, which is harvesting leaves and turning them into fungus, and that took a long time to implement into free play because it wasn't because free play then has to be savable, etc. But I think fire ants will probably find their way into free play pretty quick. There's the fire ant bridges stuff, but fire ant bridges are not. You won't be able to build a bridge everywhere. It's going to be at specific points you'll be able to build a bridge. So we might be able to add some of those into existing free play levels, and maybe at some point we'll release a kind of fire ant themed free play level as well, which features the bridges more prominently. So no, I suspect fire ants will be fairly quickly added to free play. It shouldn't be as big a task as the leaf cutters were. Skirmish like StarCraft, short and sweet strategy game. Yeah, that's pretty much where we'll be. I think if we do, if we do get around to doing a kind of skirmish mode or multiplayer. Just like you said about that, will you probably add Venus flight traps? Will they be landmarks in free play? That's a good idea. I think that's a really good idea. I'll talk to John about it, but yeah, sure, why not? Venus fly traps as Venus fly traps as landmarks in free play. I love it. I'll talk. Not my decision. I'm the community manager, not the game developer, but I think that's a great idea. Weren't you guys also busy with the new movement system? Well, the new movement system is done. And it's more efficient than the old one was. But at the moment, the new movement system is done, and it operates pretty much the same as the old one did. The old one being based on Unreal Engine stuff that was included in Unreal Engine. And that made it quite inefficient, because Unreal Engine is it's an engine made with first-person shooters in mind, firstly, and then other genres after. So the kind of pathfinding stuff and all that was not very efficient for mass units like we have in a real-time strategy. But we like the look of Unreal Engine, which is why we went with it. So we had to redesign from the ground up the movement code. I remember sitting and chatting with Liam a couple of years ago now. He was talking about the difficulties he was having with the Unreal Engine stuff, and how if he had the chance, he'd design it again from the ground up. And eventually, not long after that, we made the collective decision to just go for it, and it took a long time. I think it was about 10 months. But the new form of the movement code is efficient and quicker for our purposes. I'm not saying we're better than Epic Games at designing things. It's just a different application of that code. So it will allow for bigger army sizes when we come to fire ants, which are smaller swarm type units. So there'll be a lot more of them. And already there is, most people, particularly on slightly older systems, will have seen a frame rate increase from the code which was implemented a few months back. But now at this point, we're not redesigning it now. We're expanding it because the fire ant code includes lots of systems that don't exist in the game, such as bridges. We're talking the climbing system for enemies, which will be retroactive, as I said earlier on, and water movement, so we can have aquatic creatures as well, creatures that either swim or navigate the surface of the water using their own, the surface tension of the water to move along the top of it. Those kind of things. So these are expansions of the systems, not redesigning of them. But that's where we're at the moment. That's why we can't at the moment do a build or a patch of the game, because all of those things are disassembled while Liam and Matt are trying to work things out to add these expansions. But they're quite close to the end of that now, and it won't be too much longer until we can put everything back together, and you guys will get the new extra levels, which are Tug of War and then Adventure, which, if you've been following our previous streams or our YouTube channel, you'll see John has been working on. Right, okay, just a few more questions before I get back to the game. Bigger army sizes, yes, for the swarm. For the swarm. Last thing, will Venus flytraps be places where you can collect food with the risk of trying not to touch the hairs of the Venus flytrap? Yeah, pretty much. I imagine it will work. Yeah, you'll be able to collect nectar from them, and the nectar will they'll probably just use the same model as the the little sphere of honeydew that you get from the aphids at the moment. I don't see why it'd be anything different from that, but with a percentage chance probably of your ants being lost. So it'll be a trade-off there. Ah, right. Good lord, I did a lot of talking that last 5 minutes. Let's actually play the game. Okay, so we have... Yeah, we're all ready. I'm going to remove these things and then just try and be ready. When the mole cricket appears. Hey, we've got a raid from Wolf Saviour 25. First time we've had a raid on this channel, I'm pretty sure. Welcome, Vixen. I'm assuming you're part of the raid. Ah, right, we've got our mole crickets. Right, okay, so first I'm actually going to put down a couple of food tiles. And then we're going to harvest the food that we can, and... Right, oh god, I don't know if we're going to do this or not. I may abandon the attempt, guys, if...
By working together, the ants have overwhelmed one of the funnel...
That's an oversight, isn't it?
She won't be causing any more trouble for the colony. Her sisters, however, still present a problem. The queen...
Yeah, it's not going to work. Thank you, Wolf Saviour, for the raid. Much appreciated. Yeah, I'm here trying to game the system to get an achievement whereby we get a mole cricket to kill a spider, and then we have to go on to win the game to get the achievement. But it's not working out very well for me.
The question remains as to whether
yeah, I might abandon the attempt and try and do it in my own time.
In the end, it will come down to the tenacity of the defending ants.
Yeah, this isn't working. Right, okay. Okay, guys, I'm gonna... I'll try that again later, at some point, with some better strats, and without being distracted so much by you lovely guys in chat. You lovely, lovely people. So instead, we're just going to go back to our campaign, I think. So we're going to load up Europia, which is what chat named our colony, and we're going to go to 2-1 Rising Tide. And I'm going to play this one on medium, just for the sake of the stream's been going on a while now, and I don't want to be here forever. And I think we'll go with Mortar as the unit option for the ants.
This Formica rufa wood ant queen has laid her first brood in a burrow near the sea. Her nest is just on the outskirts of the beach.
Yeah, we're talking about 40 minutes from this point to...
morsels washed in by the tide. At the moment, the tide is out, but it won't stay that way. The ants must make haste and stockpile what they can, while they can.
Still can't do this one on Insane. I tried so many times. Nor can I. There are people on YouTube's a great way to get tips for doing it. I really admire those guys who put some proper brain power into working out how to do it. But me, myself, I'm just not quite good enough.
There is food to be found all over the beach, but the wood ants must be cautious and choose their trails carefully. Tiger beetles frequent the higher ground, and they will make quick work of any wood ant that strays too close.
Yeah, I think this is my favourite level of the game. Probably because I've got nostalgic kind of memories of it. I played it a lot back in 2017 when we were doing the internal testing of things. And it took me a few attempts to get the guys to finally nerf the giant wolf spider that appears towards the end of the level. Because it was way too powerful, so they had to add extra mechanics like it visits, other chambers before it attacks the queen and that kind of thing. Otherwise, before you knew what was happening, the queen was dead, and that's not much fun really. After you've spent 40 minutes. Okay, down here. Those are worker chambers, so we'll come down here for our... Right, going to nip to the loo shortly. I think my dog Tesla could do with going out as well. Right, just deal with chat before I go and do that. It's this one and Queen of the Hill that I just can't win on Insane. The rest are all fine. A lot of people have problems with 3-2, Leechish, so well done for being okay on that one. Rush the underground food to build up soldiers quickly on day one. Tend to ignore most food on... Yep. Sure. Love the soundtrack of this level. Yep, I love the soundtrack all over the game. It's an amazing game. Liam, who does the soundtrack, is a multi-talented guy. I'm sorry, giant wolf spider. Well, not giant wolf spider. It's the largest wolf spider. Yeah, it's not on the scale of the whip spider. But it's a large wolf spider, and it comes with a bunch of little wolf spiders with it, and they have venom damage, so they do really fast damage. Yeah, we did call things Insane for a reason, for the hardest difficulties. It's not meant to be an easy mode at all, and people get really frustrated about it. But it's for those people who really want a challenge, Right, okay, I'm gonna just nip to the loo, and I'm going to let my dog out for a wee as well. So I'll be back in a mo, and I'm just going to try this out that Liam made from my old YouTube videos. Tell me if this is horrifying or funny, but I'll be back in a couple of minutes. define a tile
I think
or
this
an area
food made the other map a bit more challenging.
for our
Not everyone
ants to store the food. So I'm just going to use this tool here
So I've got to be
to create a larder.
I want a bit more food before I come along here to.
And this is going to be the area that the ants store
try and
the
be
food for
crafty.
us. I'm not going to lead a chamber directly to my queen because as soon as she's once they've done that, they'll start rearranging. Can't reproduce anymore. The pills. So
now
instead, I'm going to
the trick to
and then
this
dig a
game
tunnel
here,
that's a little bit long
maximum
so it's
food
not directly
and
to it.
is
They're now storing
in which you attack things like down here. I'm pretty sure is the motherloads get death food. Once we start
they'll come along
and a bit more similarly
list the food
here,
as well.
there's food there, but there's also enemies, so I'm not
Okay, and
just run in there.
we're going to need a few more workers, not too many. I found in
There's
this
a lot of
demo
food we can get to before we
you
have
can
to
overdo it with
encounter
the
an enemy.
workers because workers are free to respawn.
So
But if you look, when I
carry on
put
grabbing
down a
worker
worker tile,
I'm
yeah,
just
they cost 5
the way
each.
that enemies will try and run towards my queen.
So I'm just going to have maybe that many for now, taking it back to the storage chamber, my worker chamber up here.
I'm not sure about
Larder,
this.
and along they come.
There's no system to
I don't want to prepare the area
to.
so these are now
come down here,
work
get
in
one of
nurseries,
these tiles,
and then they'll come along to the queen, grab a
But I'm reliably informed.
grab an egg from her,
The kind of
pop them in the chamber, and then when these fellas hatch, or these ladies rather hatch, there'll be new workers. Oh, look at that animation!
So yeah, okay, we've got 7.
Okay,
That's the workers.
and then
I think we should probably.
and she's a bit
have a
safer.
few more.
It's like popcorn. It's very satisfying to watch.
Because
Dig this. Yeah, so we've got some lovely fresh faced workers ready to our fellas to help us in our prestige underground domination. Then we'll go into battle. They'll immediately come and add new workers will come along, prepare those soldiers to the black ant trials. But these won't hatch until the ant that's associated with that tile dies. And in this demo version, it's free for them to rehatch, to respawn. Basically, it is respawning.
So yeah, there is going to be.
I don't think it'll be like that in the final game, but for the purpose of this demo, it's free
while
for
there is the wait.
free for the workers to rehash. I think 16's plenty for now, so we're just going to carry on expanding.
About how things are going with the
the Kickstarter.
I love that
Watching this animation.
we're just about a week into the Kickstarter now.
Once we've got 100 views or so, we'll start thinking about
90% of the way to their goal.
because we are going to meet some nasty creepy crawlies. Some
Utterly astounding.
as they pop, you see, we
I don't think they expected it.
up here. The soldier ant.
Right. Considering
Yeah,
the
the
way they
exclamation
take
marks,
on their last
to a
Kickstarter,
place where there
was
are
enthusiasm
There's one down here
from the public, but not outright.
This direction.
Yeah, we need this now.
You can just drag. You don't have to.
That's
click
changed,
the tile.
and I think that's probably because
It's so
they're
satisfying
aware
just
of the way
having
the Kickstarter works.
Having them, you
Their pitch is
suggest
much
what the
stronger
ants
this
do,
time.
and they come and do it for you. You don't. It's like the old dungeon keeper if you ever
Just
played that, or our queen, of course. You don't
It's
control
much
the
more
direction.
professional.
Instead, you give them more
focused, and it's working very well.
They decide to make these things in their own time.
Our chamber,
We move into a cave.
pills.
Put some
We'll
pills
use this
here,
area
which is
just for our food storage.
and we need to harvest that.
Plenty, because there's a lot more food on this map. John
to
quite
build our
rightly
colony.
recognised that the other map was a bit stingy as far as food goes.
So yeah, put food here. We need to define a tile.
I think
or an
this
area.
Yeah, that was weird, wasn't it? Liam's a weirdo. Way back before I joined the team, John's my brother and he's on the team, obviously. So I did a bunch of YouTube videos just for my own personal use, I guess, my own volition. And Liam just layered a bunch of those together and added a weird particle effect of my face because he's like that. That's Liam. Anyway, let's carry on. I think I'm actually going to take Hoff's advice and stay underground for the most part and deal with the smaller creatures.
The colony is starving. There is not enough food to feed the new brood. Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected. The queen is in imminent danger.
Yeah. Just me not paying attention. Oh, God, it's going to be a recurring theme, isn't it? See, when I play these games by myself, I'm here like this. I'm going, touching my face like I shouldn't be doing, obviously, at the moment. But when I'm streaming, I'm doing this constantly. Nah, we'll restart. We're only a minute or two in. I'll get better at streaming the more I do it.
This Formica rufa wood ant queen has laid her first brood in a burrow near the...
Yeah. For you guys who don't stream or haven't streamed, try playing a level of this game, or having someone constantly touch your back and go, "Hey."
The tide is out.
Hey.
But it won't stay that way. The ants must make haste and stockpile what they can, while they can.
Yeah, and every time I pause the stream to look at chat, it gets a bit boring as well, so... But it is funny to see me fail. I'm well aware of that. But yeah, I'm going to take Hoff's advice from the get-go here and just concentrate on Underground here. So, I think we'll... What's the easiest target here? Certainly not there. Maybe here? So if we go overground and just get a little bit of food, build up maybe 4 soldiers, we'll be able to take this, which is 2
There is food to be found all over the beach,
coach horse
but the wood ants must be
larvae.
and choose their trails carefully. Tiger beetles frequent the higher ground, and they will make quick work of any wood ant that strays too close.
Right, I'm being quiet now, because I'm concentrating. Just give me this, guys, for a minute while I get myself established. I'll come back to chat in a few minutes and catch up with what you guys are doing. Right, I think with 4 we should be okay. Once this fella hatches, or this lady hatches, I should say,
There are intruders in the nest.
we'll be okay. Up here, up here.
The battle has begun.
Nice. Okay, we got it. Okay, I'll come back to chat for a sec. But I do have to pause the end to do that. Okay. Make lots of workers and try to gather as much food as possible on the first day. There are multiple ways of doing this. This isn't the usual way I do it. I just trust Hoff a lot. Because I know he plays this game a hell of a lot and is better at it than I am. And I'm trying to do this while streaming. So I'm going to trust his strats work. Yeah, usually I go to the surface on this day as well and kind of, yeah, just try and gather things as much as possible. I tried to do a video with me talking about why I do things. I kept falling silent as soon as I had to do things while playing Ear to You. Yeah, I think Hoff, that's why the best videos I do are the kind of little kind of release videos that we do for trailers, where I have a lot of time to think about what I'm going to say and then record it multiple times. So a way to do that might be, I mean, it's extra time consuming, of course, is to record your playthrough first and then talk over it as a commentary later, record it. I'm pretty good at talking to myself. I think we all have to be at the moment, don't we? It's very expected for you to lose in insane difficulty, so we'll be seeing a lot of failures this stream. So you got to get yourself used to it. Failure is but a lesson, of course. I normally collect the seeds next to the nest. Don't forget. Yes, I think I did that. I've done some of them at least. I've collected some of them to get ourselves established. But yeah, we've got the hapless morsels now being harvested, so we should be okay at this point. See how we do. But yes, yeah, there are a few bits and bobs left to collect there and there, and we don't want to tussle with the tiger beetles just yet, I don't think. Okay, we move the workers back to the nest group, then they'll come and populate the rest of these spitter tiles. Yeah, I want to get a few melees as well. Don't need too many of them. A little bit down there. A few seeds there.
The tide is coming in. Soon the lower levels of the beach will be flooded. Any ants caught in the surge will be washed out to sea.
Yeah, certainly time for us to look internally now. So with 10 spitters, we can probably take on this.
are intruders in the nest.
Yeah, no problem. Get those as quick as we can, and upgrade the food storage a little.
The water is rising quickly. The ants must head for higher ground.
Yeah, we're going to have to get some melee soon. In fact, yeah, that'll be the next thing I do now. Probably do us for now. Roughly half melee to spitters. Okay. Up around the top here then.
The tide has almost reached its highest point. The sands east of the nest are about to be completely flooded.
Easy. Easy.
The tide is in, and soon night will fall.
Alright, we've got to get food now before the nighttime stuff starts happening though.
Creatures begin to awaken. It would be wise for the roofer colony to stay underground and hope that their nest remains hidden until the morning.
Right, just going to pause for a sec. Hello, Bifronus. I missed you joining earlier on because I was tryharding. Probably my favourite part of the game is growing your colony. This game has multiple levels of appeal, and yes, I absolutely get the progression of a colony as part of the appeal of it. Come back to the game. I'll try and talk a little bit more. I think we're fairly well established, but things are going to start attacking us, so we need to get food sources up.
Nocturnal hermit crabs rule over the sands at night. These creatures are typically scavengers, searching for algae and carrion on the beach. But due to the
so I'm going to upgrade a few of the
colonies into this area,
the spitters. They're not actually spitters, of course. They fire acid from their abdomens. But spitters is a more polite way than of saying it, I think, than the alternative.
A hermit crab has found its way into the nest. The ants
Oh, is it that? Oh, is that soon? Right, go on then.
Defense.
Right, gather that food quick. Two more coming in. No, they just walked by. Eyeing up these two coach horse adults here. I'm not sure. Maybe not at this precise moment. Are these the two that attack us now? I think they are, aren't they? Yeah, they are. Right. Come on then, girls. Let's go and get them.
A group of hermit crabs have stormed the nest. The larvae must be protected.
Yeah, I think another two of them for now will do just fine. Back to chat. Woodamp melees are instantly worth upgrading to level 3, but only against enemies that do physical damage. Makes a little sense, like the bird in the Galapagos Islands. There are many birds, but so many of them, the same species, just adapted to eat certain food. That is famously the crucible in which Charles Darwin formulated his theory of evolution. Is the Galapagos Islands. Hint for night. The attack waves all spawn from the portal in the hill to the northeast of the nest. Crabs will come from there and go straight for the nest. I think we'll be okay. Just gotta gather up this food now. Dare I risk it while there are no beach wolf spiders? Beach wolf spiders? Beach tiger beetles. It's alright. Yeah, here comes the next wave. Yeah, I think we'll all be safely back at home by the time they arrive.
More hermit crabs have found the nest.
Might be able to go up there. I think that's the last of attack for the night, if I remember correctly. In which case we can certainly take on a devil's coach horse adult.
There are intruders in the nest.
Yeah, we can get that guy, no problem. Yeah, we're coming up to day 2, so I really do have to start harvesting now. And kind of the way the amount of things are, the amount
Night
of...
is receding and a new day dawns. The hunters of the night return to the safety of the shadows, and the ants can begin to lay down new trails. The harvest must go on.
Yeah, the way the resources are distributed, you're better off going for the further ones first, and then as the day progresses, get the closer ones. Right, so I'm just going to do a little bit of, since we've got an amount of food now, I'm going to do a bit of upgrading and expansion. And that's about all I can do right now. Right, okay, so we're going to go for the further food first, probably down here. I don't want to tussle with the tiger beetles just yet. Day 3, I think. So the story of these hermit crabs is they lived in a place of very abundant of ants, so why waste such good food? Life is full of risks. Absolutely.
There are other wood ants out here. They have also come to take advantage of the buffet provided by the sea. Territorial disputes will invariably favor the colony with the greater numbers.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of take a not a stretch from reality, but a how do I phrase this? A believable sidestep from observed things in these levels. The wood ants, when originally envisaged in our game, would probably have had their own kind of wood setting. But we, you know, due to our time constraints and the size of our small team, we kind of compressed a few things. So we made the beach levels the wood ant levels, and wood ants do exist right up to the coast. So it's not it's not unbelievable. And yes, local populations of, for instance, hermit crabs may get a taste for what's available. For instance, ants. dealing with the stray wood ants about here. Yeah, okay. Right. Probably want to go here next. Yeah, these stray ants, that's what they're called in the game code. They just spawn from the normal spawners, like off to the side of the map, or hidden by foliage, like there's one in there, I think. But they don't have a colony associated with them. They're just enemies. But as you know from 1.2 and 3.1, there are fully fledged colonies, and also free play that's coming soon. In fact, John streamed the other day a video, a stream where he's kind of testing out his AI. We can get a level 3. We can get a few level 3s now, which means that gives us some great splash damage with the mortar ants. Really start, doing some proper damage. So yeah, definitely up for that. We could probably take on a tiger beetle now, I think. But, you know, while we're not being too pressured by these stray ants, we can probably take on this patch of food here. These hapless morsels. I'm just going to come back to chat, see what's going on. Have a problem with the frozen combat on this level because those stray ants glitch. Yeah, we've yet to get to the bottom of this. I think it might be a thing with lower end systems, some quirk of the Unreal Engine. It's not something any of us have experienced, so we do need to look further into that. Would love to have wandering ants and wood ants as wood ant melee. They have much better attack stats than normal wood ant melee. Don't see why not at some point. Give that idea to the mad scientist, why don't you? Wood ant ants, yes. The wood ants without the level indicators. They are wood ant creatures, not ants. Yep, correct. Yeah, those are the ones that are, just pure creatures as opposed to a colony creature which can be upgraded, etc. More workers to help clear the beach, says Leechish. No, not on this difficulty level, I don't think. I think we're fine. If I was playing, I'm only playing on medium here. If I was playing on harder insane, then yes, a lot more workers would be on the cards. And a lot better micromanagement than I'm doing as well.
The ants must defend themselves.
Yeah. Get out of here.
The tide is coming in. Soon
Right, at this point, I think we've probably got enough time to try and take this tiger beetle and this food here. I think we'll be okay. And we've got a few minutes to do that. Here we go.
The ants have been spotted by Cicindela dorsalis.
Alright, I wasn't anticipating two of them.
With its long, slender legs, it's the king of speed on these intertidal flats. Its wide, carving jaws will slice effortlessly through squads of wood ants. It's going to take a monumental, unified effort to bring this beast down.
I think we'll be okay, though. Cheeky stray there, trying to take food. Oh, I think we can, come on, grab some food now.
The water is rising quickly.
Right, okay, that's us then. No more of that. So we come and take from here now. Try and spend some of this on upgrades while we're at it. Ethic. And a bit up here as well. We don't. At this point, I don't really want to tussle too much with the stray ants either. So.
The tide has almost reached its highest point. The sands east of the nest are about to be completely...
Yeah, we'll just take these bits and then get back to our nest for the night. Tomorrow we'll probably be able to take out the full-grown tiger beetle. Meantime, yeah, we've got some food up here we can collect, and then there's two adults down here, Devil's Coach Horse, protecting another, like a 300 food-ish corpse, so we can go and get those kind of now.
There is another creature roaming.
Those shadows.
Arctosa littoralis, the beach wolf spider. In the day, these spiders retreat to the shade provided by larger plants on the edge of the beach. But once the sun is gone, they are far more active and on the hunt for a midnight feast. A wolf spider has found the nest entrance. She is only small, but her venom will quickly incapacitate any ant that tries to fight alone.
Okay, glass cannon, you've had your fun.
Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected.
Just going to go back to chat for a short while. Hey, music book or not, I don't know. I've got the music so low I can barely hear it. For the sake of it not being picked up by my microphone. Was half expecting Time to Smash. So many times it's best to fight the wolf spider above. Yeah, to be honest, you can just park your forces above ground, and the wolf spiders won't get in. Yeah, I don't like that much. But yeah, you're absolutely right. CNR Nagarok. Thanks for dropping in for just me playing the game. Okay, cool. We're gonna spend our hard-earned food on a few upgrades. And because this is the night of the spiders, yes, I think, well, God, I was a bit late with that one.
Another wolf spider has entered the nest.
Yeah, we will park ourselves above ground. Yeah, and as Hoff said earlier, pretty much all the enemies that attack the nest come from this spawning point. So they can take you by surprise if you're not paying attention, which I'm often not, to be fair. Yeah, according to OBS, we've got a 0.7% dropped frames, as opposed to when I tried the first attempt at the stream, which, because of connection issues, was at 46%. So we're doing better this time. pretty much just waiting for daybreak now, I think. Apart from that. Night of the Spiders. Be a decent name for a B movie. Is the one called that? Ah, we can take this one on. Come on. We've got enough level 3s to deal with. Shell boy over here. Shell boy. Oh, okay, we've got the big tiger beetle.
As the sun rises over a new day,
I think we got it though. I think we're kind of unstoppable at this point.
Return to the shadows, and once again, the harvest must continue.
It was something someone said at one point that it should feel like an achievement for killing the big tiger beetle, and we agreed. So we added a line of dialogue after our first recording, which is, the huge tiger beetle is dead, and it was fun. But I think at that point,
the huge tiger beetle has been defeated.
Here it is.
There are many more of them, but this is a milestone moment for the colony. They cannot be bullied by sheer size alone.
Yeah, so we added that. A lot of the extra lines of dialogue like that, I wrote, kind of in response to community suggestions, and Liam, who is the writer for the game, kind of looked over my suggestions and went, "Yep," for pretty much all of them. Yeah, it did seem like there's this huge presence in the map, which hadn't been, been there, and then all of a sudden, once you reach a threshold, your colony can quite easily deal with it. So it makes sense from the kind of perspective of game designer to reward the player for doing that, to just give them a little bit of, you've done that, yep, you've got yourself to this point, and that's a good thing. So we add that line, and it's a nice thing for the player. It feels good. Right, we really need to ramp up on our food production now. So we'll go back down to the bottom of the beach, and just keep upgrading. I think we've probably got enough. Yeah, 46 is probably enough to win this level now, without much problem. So we're just going to carry on. I don't think we actually need to go to the bottom of the beach. We can go here. Considering the time we got left. Okay, I'm just going to pause and come back to chat. normally I just cluster around there, but I've had cases where the wolf spider or two just run right past. I'd prefer that they would just run right past. That they do have the charge ability that the ants from 1-2 have, the slave makers, where they can just go straight through your ranks and get to your brood. But it doesn't work out so well. But yeah, it does feel a bit like gaming the level to just camp outside the nest entrance and let everything just bounce off you, essentially. It's where mortar ants shine in this level against the wolf spider fight. Yes, they absolutely do. Yeah, that's why I chose mortars for this level. Rapid fire are very good against the smaller enemies and in certain free play situations. But for this level in particular, I think mortars are perfect. Yes, I'd choose rapid fire, and I will choose rapid fire the next time I stream, whenever that is, when we do 2-2, which is King of the Queen of the Hill. Sorry, Queen of the Hill. Very important to keep attacking when that point is reached, because you want to keep on snowballing. Yep. Just keep on the offensive. Yeah, and at that point you'll never be defeated. Ants can't be bullied by sheer size alone. They have sizing numbers. Correct. Yep. Once you reach that tipping point, yep, the big tiger beetles hold no sway over your activities. And that is a theme that carries through to the next set of levels as well. But of course, with the huge whip spider, once you reach a certain point, you can take on the really big guy without much problem. Or is there more Easter eggs like in Brood Sisters, where an Uber is spawned after the mission is completed? We like to do that kind of stuff, Hoff. Maybe you haven't discovered it all yet. There'll be more of that kind of stuff.
The battle has begun.
Yeah, try it. Okay. Try down here for a bit. Right, so at this point I don't expect to lose the level unless I pretty much just get up and leave the computer. So I'm just collecting what food I can before the tide starts rising in for the final night, when we have the multiple attacks. But we've got plenty of food. We've got upgraded soldiers, both melee and ranged. So it shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, and after I'm done with this level, guys, I will I'll end the stream, and we'll come back maybe a bit later in the week. Like I say, John is not able to stream as quite so much at the moment. He's got a lot of real life stuff going on, so I'm filling in the gap a bit for him. So yeah, since I'm not a dev, I can't do dev streams, but I can do gameplay streams. Let's get a cinematic angle on our ants entering the nest. Might be fun. Yeah, you can see the edge of the map there. Here you've got a live representation of me doing the videos that I sometimes do for the updates.
The ants must defend themselves.
Looks pretty neat. I wish we could get a view like that in our games. You say that until you actually try playing the game, where you cannot not actually see anything doing that.
Any ants caught in the surge will be washed out to sea.
Yeah, this is an RTS game. I mean, yeah, if you're trying to do a photo mode kind of thing, like if you want to submit a screenshot to us, guys, photo mode is the way to go. Get some really cool stuff like this. Look at that. That's pretty neat, isn't it? Yeah, it's like the cinematic mode in Grand Theft Auto 5, the cinematic camera. It's fun and it looks cool, but practically when you're playing the game, it's useless. So it's for screenshots. I mean, that's pretty neat, I think. But yeah, it's not much use in the actual game, and I can set the game going again like that.
The battle has begun.
That's pretty cool. Right, we're pretty much full food, so let's upgrade what we can. Got one there. Maybe add some speed tiles at this point, just for the sake of getting around the nest when it comes to our... I don't need those. When it comes to final confrontation time in the night, which is going to happen momentarily. Yeah, good for thumbnails, and I'm very grateful for the guys who submit them to Steam, because I use them all the time when I do the newsletters. That's one of the jobs I have.
The ants must fight.
Oh, cancel. Too late.
The ants must
Wrong one.
head for higher ground. The battle has begun.
Pretty neat. Right, time for the final night, I think, about to occur. Let's upgrade what we have can possibly upgrade, because we're doing well enough to have an abundance of food at the moment.
The tide has almost reached its highest point. The sands east of the nest are about to be completely flooded.
Come on, you gotta win this. I bet a lot of royal jelly on you. I could deliberately throw it, but I don't see myself losing at this point. So if I lose, it's because I've deliberately thrown it.
The tide is in, and soon night will fall. As the temperature drops outside, nocturnal creatures begin to awaken. It would be wise for the roofer colony to stay underground and hope that their nest remains hidden.
Yeah, the tiger beetles are diurnal, so they're awake during the day, so they'll disappear during the night, and then at night, the baby hermit crabs appear, as do the spiders. Here we go.
A wolf spider has found the nest. The ants.
A wolf spider?
The workers have done all they can to improve this highway.
While we're waiting for stuff to happen in this level now, any random questions or things that you think I could answer? Anything you're curious about, or? About the Velvet Worm. The Velvet Worm was cut from the third tier levels for time, because it was a very unique creature. But it's nearly done, and I don't see any reason why we couldn't introduce it to some extra levels or something. It had a very unique way of moving about, and you can see it in one of John's streams, in fact, that's on YouTube. yeah, it was a neat looking thing, but its systems were a bit too unique to kind of get ready in time for the third tier levels. But yeah, it's all there. The artwork's there. The systems work. They just need a little bit of TLC from Matt to get into the game, I think, and eventually I'm pretty sure they will be there. Maybe not before release, but they will be in the game at some point. I'm pretty sure. Do you know about Team Fortress 2, the game currently swarmed by bots? Team Fortress 2 is the game I have played most of any computer game. I've got about 2,500 hours in Team Fortress 2, mainly playing as Spy. I played competitively at one point.
The workers have done all they can to prepare this brood chamber.
I was the one that... Right, okay. I was the one that told him to show it in one of his streams. Yes, yep. John, yes, dragged it into a level. Just to show it off a bit. Are saves unable to load if their files are not saved at the exact time? Hoff, you've posted this on our forums, haven't you? Probably. I don't know the exact ways that the saves work, but if you're messing about with stuff, then you're probably going to break something. I have a question that hasn't been asked. If I remember right, the army ants are not intended to be a form of carrion ant, but from a purely speculative stance, what do you reckon the chances of it being added to free play post-launch? Probably not as a standalone colony. Maybe post-launch, if you are talking long-term, maybe we'll do that. But army ants they don't really fit into our underground system. They have in nature they form bivouacs out of their own bodies. They don't build nests as such. They form big bivouacs and then move on after a time. So they don't burrow or dig. It doesn't really fit for us. Actually playing with them, you'll probably be able to do that in free play soonish. The counterpart colony from the level The Other Foot will be added to free play as a little reward for finishing that level, I think, to either play as or against or both. But army ants as a separate species, no, I don't think they really fit in our game. Yeah, it doesn't really work. But it's nice to have them. They're fun ants, and having them as enemies on 3.2 works really well. And their units have some unique qualities from a gameplay point of view. So, as a part of a Formica Erepta colony, yes, in certain circumstances, like the counterpart colony, etc. Okay, right. Let's finish this level off. I think, what time is it? 5:15. Yeah. Finish this off, and I can go and deal with my evening. I made kimchi yesterday, guys, which should be nice tonight, with a bit of rice or something.
A huge wolf spider has found the colony.
Here we come. This is the last boss.
And her recently hatched brood have followed her into the nest.
Last boss and her underlings.
Overwhelming infestation.
That was a determined effort from that ant there. Got rid of the two of the little spiderlings. I think at this point we're just waiting for dawn to break. Should we go and harass the wildlife on the surface while we're doing it? Yeah, come here. We'll have you. F in chat for tiger beetles.
As the ants grow in number, the local predators pose less and less of a danger. Eventually they will be displaced from this area entirely. Despite the dangers of the beach, it seems this intrepid queen's gamble to establish her colony here has ultimately secured her success.
GG. Ah yes, wildlife destruction, my favourite pastime.
The queen is exhibiting interesting new behaviours. I believe the colony is beginning to adapt.
I did an interview for a guy a couple of weeks ago for his podcast, and we don't like to get political as a company. We're only 4 blokes. But it did occur to me while I was talking to him that it's ridiculous that the issue with something like climate change is political. Isn't that crazy? Like the destruction of natural habitats is for some reason a political issue which is kind of taboo in certain respects. That's just crazy to me, and it speaks a lot about kind of corporate interests and such like. But it just makes you want to sigh and get on with your life. We do what we can. Right, okay, so I'm going to end the stream at this point, guys. I'm just going to, because I forgot to in my first stream a couple of weeks ago, I'm just going to save my Formicarium at this point. And then next time, it might be in a couple of days. Depends how much John can stream this week. It might be next week, whenever. We'll carry on and we'll do 3-2 and we'll just continue through the game. Combat for the big bivouac would be purely numerical. Counter of what ants you've on defense, and it's done by stat number of attack. Stat number sounds like a really fun way of doing a game. Yeah, I'm sure there's a need for that, but I don't think we really want to go that way. When there's anything, there's people willing to exploit it. Yeah, things like things like climate change, and even more current, the pandemic is wearing a mask is politicized for some reason. Just makes me tired. It just makes me tired. Could be hard to do putting army and AI in free play and making a map specifically for them with roads on the map. day they will walk down the road killing everything in sight. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to end the stream here and get on with my evening. I need to take Tesla. I'll show you guys Tesla, because I know you enjoyed it last time. Tesla, come here. Who's a good boy? Tesla's my dog, and he needs a good walk. His tail's wagging now. Come here, friend. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Yeah, so I'll just adjust the camera slightly so you can see him a bit better. This is my little dog Tesla, little pupper. Well, he's more of a doggo these days, Nagarok, but yeah, he's a good boy, and he deserves all the love and all the walks. Do you want to go for a walk, Tez? Right, well that settles what I'm doing then. Right. Right, I better take this little fella out for a walk before he explodes. So, yeah, we're doing that, guys. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you all next time. It might be me or John streaming next. I don't know what, but yeah, we'll see you next time, and thank you very much for joining us.